The weirdest funeral traditions from around the world. I'm Nathan. I'm a musician and spent 13 years in a profession that inspired songs that are everywhere and actually what got you stumbling upon me. It's pretty interesting. Weird funeral traditions. Weird to you, not weird to these people, obviously. In India, up until 1850, when the British conquered India, when a man died and like the open pyre cremation took place, they would cremate in open air. It was the duty of the woman, the widow, to voluntarily throw themselves onto the fire because they couldn't live life any longer without their husband. Their life too should end. And if it weren't voluntary, it ultimately became a requirement and not so much. It was murder, essentially, and it was banned in 1850. Any Hindu priest that performed this was to be hanged. 1850 is not really a long time ago. And anyway, we're going to keep on. Be sure to subscribe right here on YouTube. Click the bell to be notified when we release new content. And have you heard of hanging coffins? It's a real thing. Instead of burying a loved one in a mausoleum or underground, like you and I probably find to be common practice. No, there are people that will hang a loved one's coffin from the cliffs, the highest part. It's real, and it's very interesting. Again, I don't like to say the word weird because to each their own. If it's legal, if it's ethical in the area in which they are, which it obviously is, in Papua New Guinea, endocannibalism, this is real. Yes, it's like the modern Walking Dead, but loved ones that die in Papua New Guinea, they believe that if they ingest them with endocannibalism, especially their brains, which because of neurological diseases that have since formed, this is real. They don't do that so much as far as eating, but they would consume them because they would absorb powers and more of a connection to the afterlife. It was, again, to each their own. To each their own. And I've mentioned this before, and I find it very intriguing and interesting. Dressing of the dead, they will dig their loved ones up each year. And there are people that will change their clothing, spend time with them, memorialize them again and again and again and again. It's interesting. There is an HBO special that came out about Mother God, who, after she died, her followers kept her for days and transported her across 5 state lines, which is a big no-no. And there's something beautiful about spending time with our deceased loved ones. It's why funeral homes create this sense of community for celebration and gathering, is because as people, that's what we want. We want community. We want to see that there are people who acknowledge too with us that someone that we love, that we're celebrating, that they too are supporting us in that celebration. It's why we're here. We're here to create community, whether it's a big one or a small one, and show love and receive love. And that is the beauty of the funeral profession. So all these quote unquote weird, I say that in quotes, weird practices are not weird to the people practicing. It's weird only to those who are unsure of or not familiarized with. Now, obviously, throwing yourself on an open fire is no longer legal, but that's weird. But there are still open pyre cremations. There are still cultures that will cremate a loved one in the open air, which, seeing the smoke from a Christian-based teaching, like incense rise to the heavens, is like their soul making its journey. There's actually a state in the United States that allows that. I believe it's Vermont. I could be wrong, but I'll look into that. Do you know of any unique, weird customs? Let me know in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. But again, it's good to be educated. Just because you don't agree with or wish to do the same, it doesn't mean that you can't say, I hear you, I acknowledge you. That's an interesting way to celebrate or not celebrate. Again, let me know in the comments below what custom you practice or what unique customs, we'll say unique from now on instead of weird, that you know of that I've not mentioned in this video. And be sure to subscribe right here on YouTube where exclusive content lives. Click the bell to be notified when I release it, and follow me on all the other socials, which are in the description below. I'm going to go deep dive into more weird stuff. We'll see you around the next one.